everyone, welcome back. It's Shades. Show you the cow breeder, how it's going now. See, right now you walk in, hit the button, cows pop out, you breed them like that. Hit the button again, they go down, and I don't know why there's something dying. Because there is... Well, not sure why. I guess it's just... We'll see if that becomes a problem. Uh-oh. Where was that? That was right here. Okay. Yeah, we'll just watch that, see if that becomes a problem. Die, little babies. Okay. We're gonna have to turn that way down. So for this episode, we are going to change this so that you don't have to hit the button. Well, I was going to do it so you just hit the button once, it comes up, you feed them, and then you walk away, and 5 minutes later it closes, so that if the cows aren't jumping, you knew you could come back and feed them again. But I'm going to do it different. I don't even want that button, and I'm going to do away with that. So the way that it's going to work now is there will be a pressure plate right here. You stand on the pressure plate, it's going to automatically open. You will feed them, you will walk away, and 5 minutes later it will close. Good thing that wasn't a creeper. So 5 minutes later it'll close, and then you can come back and walk on. One of the benefits with the way I'm going to build it is you don't have to jump back on. Like if you keep walking on it and it's already open, it's going to stay open, and it's not going to mess up the timer or anything like that. So let's get started. Let's look around. Actually, let's go sleep real quick. Okay, so let's go look at this back here. Right now, we have the signal coming through that block down, and basically the only thing you need to do to control it is you need to hit that, pulse that once to turn it on, and once more to turn it off. So our circuit will do that. It will pulse this line right here twice. The cool thing about that is it is going to let us get rid of, oh, well, we will need that. That one controls that piston. But it let us get rid of all of that other stuff up here. So now we can return our field back to normal. So to do that, let's see, where do I want this circuit to be? Let's just put it in the hill right there. Okay. So we'll pull this over. I think there's a water right there, so let's hurry. Okay. Just as a warning block. Okay. I shouldn't need to even use that. Okay. So, pull this over. Let's throw a repeater. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can throw one right here and be fine. Let me dig this out a little bit so I have some work room. Okay, let's go around and see where this pressure plate signal will be coming from. So if we put the pressure plate right here, you have the redstone pick it up right there. Then we will come down to that level. Kind of go this way. Okay. So we'll come in right there. That should be enough room. Now I haven't built this circuit yet, but I know the logic that it's going to require. So you'll experience the technique I use as I figure stuff out. Okay. Looking good. So now pull this down. Let's actually just wire this straight in. So we can see the pressure plate working, just as the pressure plate. I probably, do I have stone on me? I do, okay. We'll do a stone one. Okay, so now when I walk on it, it should turn off. And it didn't. I think my signal length might be too long. Oh, did I put a comparator? No, that's a repeater. Oh yeah, that's way too long. Now, it should turn off. There we go, it turns off. Turns on. Halfway there. Let's see, I've accidentally broken some... Uh-oh, where did that sign come from? I messed myself up, didn't I? Yeah, no, that's got a sign. Oh, that one right there needs... Okay, now I'm stuck. This isn't going well. Okay, so they fall down, 1, 2. Oh, I have both my signs there. I don't know where that sign is, but it looks like I don't need it. Okay. Let's come kill you before you give us a problem. Okay. So if we go back in our room, the way we're going to do this is, first off, we're going to set a memory block. So when you come in, you step on the pressure plate, it sets a memory cell. The easiest way to do that, with the type of space we have, is to put a block there and there. Pull your input signal into that. You don't even need it up there because that one's pointed into there. So you pull an input signal into that block. And you put redstone torches opposite. Did I do this with my... I don't think I did do memory with my sugarcane. I don't remember. But anyways, that's all you have to do. So a block goes into a torch, goes into a repeater, goes into another block, goes into a torch, repeater, and back and forth. So now, if I can show you... when you light up that line over there, this torch turns off. Okay. But then if you light it up this line right here, like that block, so if I put a torch there, it turns on and it stays on and stays off. So you only have to touch it once and it holds it. So with the memory block there, we are going to need two things. We are going to need to catch that signal, let's pull it back. I'm trying to remember. I usually use a different pulse shortener, but I want to try this other one. I think that's all you have to do. You delay that. So now comes in, that gives the signal through, but then after delay, this should come in and turn it off. Let's try. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna need more room. Man, I might need a decent amount of room. So if I think about it, this power is going to be on like that when you step on it. So this is going to turn off. I think that's perfect actually. So when the thing's open, this line is going to be off. I'm going to use that to set up my timer circuit over here. Now the timer will allow that to be open for so long. So this will be, you know, your 5-minute timer, and then when the 5 minutes is up, it will come and send a signal here to this block that will turn that off. Now with that, I need another pulse coming in to there. So let's build another pulse circuit. Let's go back one more. Okay. And we'll put the comparator right here. We'll put the repeater right here. 2 tick delay is good enough. Redstone to there. And come out of the comparator. So now when that turns on, it throws the thing there, but it's only when it turns on. It can stay on for as long as you want. Okay, because the reason you need a pulse is those dispensers to turn, like to dispense, there you go, to dispense the water, only need a pulse. They don't need to stay on, and you don't want them to stay on. Okay, so we're basically set up except for this timer, and that timer I am going to use Sethbling's 7.5-minute timer. I will kind of modify the, well, I'm going to control when the hoppers are active and not. Okay, I've cleared that. The only other thing I had to do was make one comparator, and I think I have everything I need. Let me show you how this works. So pretend the timer's going, the cows are jumping. The timer triggers it to turn off. Okay, that's also got to run right here. Okay, so you see that pulse? The trigger, it just triggered it to turn it off. That will stay connected, but it's going to be a little tricky to fit. So come in. I think we can do it. Oh look, no jumping cows. I might do a little indicator light somewhere. But you walk up, you step on the pressure plate, you feed the cows, and you walk away. You can keep stepping on the pressure plate. It doesn't do anything. The reason why is we have that memory cell. So it's already active. We have the memory cell and then the pulse limiter. So no matter how many times we step here, it's not going to change that memory cell, which means there's not going to be another pulse come out. So that's the logic behind it. So now we just have to build that timer and set up the turn off pulse with that timer. So for his timer, you have 4 hoppers in the middle that all point into each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you come out of, so this hopper, if you look, is going to be putting into that hopper, so it's going to be moving that way. So you come out of the hopper on one side, the first hopper this side, with the comparator, that goes into a block, excuse me. So you come out of the hopper into a comparator, or with a comparator into a block, transfer over to some redstone, and then a repeater, and that's basically all you can do for all 4 sides. And the theory is this hopper, as this hopper has an item, it will pump into this one, but it's powering this one. So this hopper will hold its items. It won't keep sending them around until this hopper right there, as you see, we'll wait and I'll show you. As soon as this runs out of items, that signal's going to stop, which means this hopper is no longer powered, and so it's losing its items. Okay? So it comes around. Now it's doing a funky thing right now because I haven't finished it, but if I hurry and finish it, okay, so now, if you notice, these two are lit, these two are not. And as the items work their way around, okay, so this one's emptying into that one. So that one has items, which is still turning that one off, but that one's not receiving any, well, it is now, because this lost power. But basically that stack makes its way all the way around all 4 hoppers. So what you do in here is you throw, so there's 2 stacks in there, 3, 4, now there's 4 stacks in this timer, and I think that's all you load it with. I'll have to watch, time it and see. But basically you just let it run its course all the way around. So the way that we set up the logic now will be kind of tricky. I'm actually going to have to move some stuff, it looks like. Okay, so since that has power, it unpowers that. Do I want to do it like that? You know what? We're going to redo this whole thing right here. I just don't like the room that we don't have. So that one is what pulses when we step on the pressure plate. Then we want one over here that will pulse when we step off of the pressure plate. And we'll go like this. So this redstone signal will only be 1, because that, when that first, well, we want to act like it's only 1. It will get more, but we'll pretend it's 1. Because at some point that's only going to have 1 item in it. So we will put a repeater. Looks like I'm going to need some more repeaters. So we magnify that signal and bring it up here. That signal is going to need to do 2 things. It's going to need to reset this memory cell to the other. So assume this is high. We need to set it low. So now when that pulse comes, it'll reset that low. And we'll just watch when that makes its way back around. It should do it. Okay? The other thing we need to do is build, now we need to pull off of that to build our monostable circuit, our pulse limiter. And so we'll do it right here. Perfect. Okay, so you come in with the comparator, and you go and build a repeater. We were making a repeater, so we can go back down. Okay. So if we come down here, we look, that signal hasn't made it's made its way farther, but it still hasn't reset this. Okay, there you go, it just reset it. So that turned off. So now the next time you step on the pressure plate, it's going to change something. It didn't pulse up here, so let's hurry and build that pulse. Put a repeater, and then we'll pull that signal around. Now it didn't pulse because the comparator has to get signal before the repeater. So we'll act like it just barely turned on. So turned on, it pulses. Okay, let's go back up and see. The cow should be, oops. The cow should be standing below, like it should. I shouldn't see him jumping. Okay. And do I have wheat on me? I do. So you come in here, step on it, nothing happened. And this is how I build. I problem solve, step by step. Okay, what's going on? That's what's going on. So this won't switch states because, as you see, I put a signal there. It doesn't change, like everything turns off here, but it doesn't actually turn that one on. The reason being, there's a hot signal going into that block. So even though we turn this torch off with that signal, this torch doesn't automatically turn on, so the memory cell doesn't work. How do we fix that? To fix that, we only want a short pulse. Excuse me, going into this. So to do that, instead of pulling, because this is going to be continuous until that recycles. So we break that line, and instead of pulling the signal off of the steady one here, we want to pull that pulse, but only that pulse. So we're going to need another repeater. To summarize, the issue was that, okay, we have enough. The memory block can't have two highs going into it. It needs a high, an on signal on one side and an off signal on the other to actually store that memory. And we had, when we stepped on the pressure plate, we had a high from here and a high from over there, so it didn't work. So to fix that, we're going to put a repeater here. That way, this pulse won't travel backwards through this line. So we're using that as a diode. And now when this pulse triggers, that pulse will feed into the memory block. Okay, so what happens, you step on that, it sets the memory block in this state with this torch on. We don't need those right now. So that torch is on. That sends a short pulse here, which sets the cows jumping. Then the circuit, the timer goes around, eventually gets to this, which triggers this short thing, which sends a pulse, which stops the cows from jumping, but it also comes for a split second and resets this memory block. There's a slight chance that if you're standing on that pressure plate while that timer goes, it won't reset, but it's not a big bug, it's not a permanent bug. You just get off the pressure plate and 7.5 minutes later, it'll do it again. It'll try again and work. So not a big issue. Now the only thing we have to do is set up the circuit that will turn off this timer, and I think it's going to be rather easy. I think. This circuit, this signal right here, that doesn't work. Oh. Okay, do you see how that's on? I don't like that, because now when you step on the pressure plate and this switches, it's not gonna, those droppers aren't gonna see a pulse because they're already receiving power. So we need to fix that. To do that, we need to put one more diode right here. That way that pulse turns off. Yeah. So this pulses, it'll go through that diode, which lets that short pulse change this state, but then the power that comes back out of this will not continue powering those. Okay. So I need one more repeater. Let's go build this and see what happens. So I think if you put all redstone on all 4 of those, and if you power those, it should stop passing all items. That one shouldn't be moving anything. That one shouldn't be moving anything. Right? That one's not moving anything. That one's not. Okay. So what we want now is while it's in the off stage, while the cows are jumping, we want those to be moving. But then when they're not, we want them to be off. So the easy way to do that is when they're not jumping, we have that signal coming out right here. So we pull that signal up above. I just want to make sure I'm not going to mess up any of the stuff down there. So we pull the signal above, and it comes down and powers all 4 of those. And I think that's all we have to do. Okay, so let's go see. The cow should be, the breeder part should be off. And it's on, which means I need to add one quick pulse to calibrate it. So let's just I need to put that repeater on too. So throw a pulse. Now it's off. Okay, let's build that repeater. Put that diode in. A diode in electric circuits, a diode only lets electricity flow in one direction. We want it faced that way. Okay. So let's go try it. Looks like it should be working now. You come in. Hey, it's time to feed. You step on it. They open. Feed the cows. Jump off. You can jump on it again. It doesn't do anything. That timer is going. At least it should be. We'll go check. Okay? So that's when you know you've recently fed them. When you see a bunch of cows jumping. You should be able to come around. And if we're set up right, this one's on, that one is off. Why does that one have a pulse? That shouldn't be... Oh, yeah, it's still on because that hopper is emptying into this one. At least it should be. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. What's going on? Oh, this one's emptying. This one's emptying into that one. We will remove some of these blocks to make sure we follow it. Okay, so that one empties into that one, which now is emptying into, that one empties into this one, and now let's pull those blocks out. Okay, so now that one will be emptying into this one. We'll follow it all the way around. Okay, so, which is now emptying into this one. Excuse me, that one just got full, which is now emptying into this one. And I will add back to the 5 stacks I might just do 4.5 or something, but I will add more. Okay, so there we go. You saw that switch over. Hopefully my recorder caught it. The last video, I gotta figure out the settings and stuff. The last video got kind of choppy when the redstone was going. So I will, in fact, next video, I'll check this one, I'll try some more settings, and we'll get it working. But anyways, as you saw, this one started to go to that one. And it sent a short, you heard a little click, at least I did. It sent that pulse. The other thing it did with that pulse did is it changed this memory cell. And so now that memory cell has power coming down here. So these will not be moving anything right now. You have that one that has 44, that one has 2. So it looks like it took 2 hopper ticks. I think those are just 1 tick per transfer. I'm not sure, honestly. I should know that. Let's take care of that guy. So now it is waiting for you to go step on the pressure plate again. The reason I set it up this way is it will not bog down the server near as much, because this timer is only running, it's only counting down every time you feed, and then after that it freezes itself. Let me move that mic too. Oh crap. Kill. Oh man. I was too busy talking, didn't think. Dang it. Well, that's how life goes sometimes, right? Okay, I am going to log off. I will see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to rebuild that and we'll be right back. Okay, now we are back. Let me figure out where I'm at. I lost a couple comparators, a couple repeaters, but we're back up. As you can see right now, it is signaled that the cows are jumping, and you should see stuff moving. I entered the items back in, so we will wait and see how the timer works. In the meantime, I am going to work on filling this field back up. So let's build our warning layer. So if I'm ever digging the dirt above, hopefully I don't accidentally release some water and destroy all this work. Okay, we will call that one good. Let's grab some dirt, start forming the hill back up. And go like that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that'll fill in. That water will fill all this. And then oops. Let's throw down some more cobble. Okay. That looks good. I don't think I have a hoe anymore. I don't. So I will do that off camera. I'll fix and replant that. There's some other stuff up here I gotta touch up anyway. But ultimately, that should be done. Cows are still jumping, which means the timer's still going. And it's nighttime again. I'm gonna go sleep because I hate monsters. Okay, now I will probably just wait here for the next up to 5 minutes to wait for these guys. Oh, they closed. Looks like our timer worked. So I should be able to jump on. They open. I feed them. They breed, and I don't really like 2 guys right there. Those little zombies are so little. They're kind of annoying though. Okay, I finished breeding those guys out. Let's see if, I don't know if it's been 20 minutes or not. Nope, we don't have any grown up yet. But I will leave the camera right here and we will see how long it takes for it to close. It should be, I'm not sure, 7.5 minutes. As you just saw, it closed and the cows went down. The clock on my laptop says it's been about 6 minutes, which is perfect. So now they should be ready to feed again. You come in, should reopen automatically, and they're ready to feed. So that is my semi-automatic, super easy to use cow farm. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, sub, and share.